welcome back to my channel. My name is Verenia and today we're going to be looking through our budget for the month of December. Now obviously there's also Christmas happening this month as well, so I think it's always a really exciting time. Plus with this budget, a lot of you will know that actually this is the first one without actually having my 9-to-5 full salary. So if you didn't know, I recently quit my 9-to-5 job. I do have a video talking about that in a bit more detail, so if you haven't watched that, I will link that up here for you and in the description below. But essentially I'm quite excited to show you guys like how our budget has been and for you to see the changes, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to actually budgeting for the next few months as well. So without further ado, let us get started. So as always, we have our monthly budget template here, and remember, if this is something that you are also interested in, if you don't currently have a template, you can of course get mine. So with this, it actually comes with a net worth statement, a sinking funds calculator, so this can really help you save up for things over time, and also you have the choice to either get my monthly budget template or my weekly budget template. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. I will of course link that in the description below for you. But anyway, in terms of our own monthly budget, if we take a look at our total income, so yes, you might know that it's myself and my husband. So my husband obviously has his 9-to-5 job, and also you will see that actually I have my own salary on there from my 9-to-5 job. Now the reason why that's on there is because I worked for a couple of days in November. So my last day was the beginning of November, so basically I got paid a couple of hundred, like it wasn't much, but it was something. So of course we actually put that as part of our income, and then I also did take some money from my business actually as part of our income. Now this is going to be really interesting going forwards because I still do invest quite a lot of the money that I make actually from my business into other things within my business. So whether that be other coaching programs or courses or anything like that, or just things that I genuinely just need to pay for, I will still invest some of the money back. So I actually haven't pulled all of the money that I've been making from my business into like our income, and that's probably going to be the same going forwards, but I did pull some money. So actually in terms of this month, I actually didn't pull very much at all, but in terms of our total income, we do like to keep it quite private. But most of you guys will know that I tend to really get income from either YouTube ad revenue, coaching income as well. I mean, I could say affiliate marketing, but I really don't get much from affiliate marketing, and also my paid products, so my budget templates as well. So just in terms of all of that, some of that money will be invested, and then I am going to start pulling some money, not all of it, definitely not all of it, but I will pull some money into our budget. But actually in terms of our personal finances, in order for us to pay our bills, I don't actually have to pull any money out of the business because basically my husband's salary really just covers everything. So yeah, let's just go through everything and see how our budget is doing. So in terms of our saving and investments, we are currently putting 150 each towards our stocks and shares ISA this month. So this is really how we invest in the stock market. Now obviously this is very different, I would say, to the previous months where we were actually putting around 1700. So most of it was going towards our savings, and then we were putting some money towards our investments as well. And so I think what's been interesting this month is, even though I don't have a consistent salary anymore, we still have been able to invest some of our money, even though I'm going to be investing a lot more time into other things. And so we decided to put that into our stocks and shares ISAs, and most of you guys will know that the savings we do have, we actually plan to invest that money, but at the moment we're just going to delay that a little bit and just kind of use that as like a really good buffer, just in case both of us had completely no income. We could at least survive for another year until like we would have to find income. And so in my previous videos, I think I mentioned that I was a little bit nervous, obviously not having the consistent income, but really and truly, like once I actually looked at our budget, we're actually okay. Like our lifestyle has not changed and we're still able to invest some money. Might not be as much as before, but again, I'm still able to invest a lot more time. So there is a really big difference there. And so I think the really big difference is because we've been able to work on our finances so much, and we've been able to really control our finances well, even though I don't have my 9-to-5 job, that's not really made a difference from us. The only thing that's been different is, you know, the fact that we're not saving as much, but our lifestyle is pretty much the same. I'm able to just take some time and just do what I really want to do and not have the stress of feeling like I have to pay these bills. So I'm really thankful for that. And so for me, that's what I'm really trying to encourage you guys to do, particularly my coaching clients, is to really think about what you want and really just think about money being a tool. Because now I'm at the point where I'm actually not even worrying about our budget or our money at the moment, because I know that we have actually put ourselves in a really secure position. So if that's something that you've really wanted to think about and you really actually want to start making progress with your finances and actually get that financial security, then definitely check out my coaching program. I will leave links in the description below for you. But yeah, that's essentially our savings and investments for this month. So now let's move on to essential bills. So again, in terms of our essential bills, most of it has remained the same. So these are pretty much fixed costs in terms of rent and water. However, in my last budget update for the end of November, if you haven't watched that, you can check that out. I will link it up here for you and in the description below. But you may have known that our electric and gas bill actually increased. So before it was around 43, it's now actually gone up to 62.86. So that's currently what we're going to be paying now. So, you know, a little bit of a difference there, but honestly, it hasn't really broken the bank. Like, we're still able to pay it and that's all good. So I'm not too fussed about that. And then of course, we've got our budget for council tax that remains the same, broadband, iCloud, and our SIM contracts as well. So again, we are currently with Voxy and you get endless social media data with that. So particularly if you are UK based, that's something that you might want to look at if you're looking for any SIM only contract deals. So definitely check out my links in the description below. And then of course, we still pay our tithes, charity and giving. And so just as a reminder, giving is something that is really, really important to us. And it's something that we continuously do. It's been something that I've really tried to focus on, you know, over the past 3 years. And so even though our incomes may have slightly changed, that does not mean that we stop giving. So that is something that we have already paid out. And if you're liking this so far, then feel free to give me a thumbs up, as it really does help to support the channel. Plus it's free. Then moving over to sinking funds. So we haven't actually put any sinking funds for this month. And if you don't know what sinking funds are, these are basically upcoming expenses that we try to pre-plan for and actually start saving up for over time. And so in terms of our sinking funds, a lot of you will know that we actually pretty much have all our sinking funds in place at the moment, particularly because we had wedding money, and also during the beginning of the year I'd already been putting money aside for these. So things like TV license, clothes, presents, all of that, they've pretty much already been paid out. And in terms of Christmas, because obviously this is the month of December, so I had actually personally already done a Christmas sinking fund from the beginning of this year. So you guys might not remember, but back in I think January, I'd already started talking about having a Christmas sinking fund and a present sinking fund. So I was already saving up money for that. And so I actually ended up saving about 100 for Christmas. And to be honest, I actually think it's more than enough because I don't really plan on buying a lot of presents this year. We're really focusing on gift giving. So rather than allocating presents for the whole family, we actually choose one person and then we get them a nice gift. And I did the same with my friends. So I haven't actually needed to buy that many Christmas presents. I've only needed to buy like 2 or 3. And so the rest of the money, what I'm going to be doing is using that for any events that I'm going to this month. So any Christmas events that I'm planning on going to where we might actually be going out or anything like that, that's where I'm going to be using that Christmas sinking fund money. And so it's really nice to know that I already had a pot of money, so I don't really have to worry about spending money at Christmas because I already have the money there to be spent. So yeah, in terms of our sinking funds, that's blank for this month, but again, that's mainly because we already have most of our sinking funds pretty much set. However, we will want to start thinking about going forwards next year, how much we maybe want to start putting towards some of our other sinking funds. And then as we move over to spending, so with regards to petrol, so I've actually allocated 120 to petrol. I was talking about it with my husband because obviously petrol has just been quite expensive these days, and it just seemed like 110 just wasn't enough. Even though we weren't traveling that much, we were still going over with our petrol budget, and so we just thought, let's just do 120 and actually see how it goes. We may go over again, I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait and see by the end of the month, but hopefully 120 is okay. And then in terms of groceries, again, we have allocated 136, and so again, we usually try to budget around 34 a week. That's just really worked for us. We still eat well with that, so that's around $45. And I did ask my husband, like, oh, do we want to increase it this month because obviously it's Christmas? And actually he said that there's probably no point because we're going to be going to so many different family gatherings and just be collecting food from there and eating there, so there's probably no point. And to be honest, I actually think he's right. I think because we're going to so many different events and usually like our family will cook food and they'll tell you to take it home, I reckon we're going to have a lot of that this month. And so actually I do think the £136 will be okay, and that's around $180, so we'll definitely see by the end of the month. But at the moment it's actually looking all right, so we'll definitely see. And then next up is toiletries. So again, we have budgeted around 30 for that, so that's something that we consistently do every single month, so we'll of course see what happens there. And then of course we have still allocated 100 towards our spending. And so this is again another interesting one because I think maybe some people thought that because like my income has now changed that we're completely going to like not spend our money anymore. That's definitely not the case. I mean, I still think that we should be able to enjoy enjoy our money whilst also having the opportunity to live our life but also invest in the future as well. So we definitely still have our money to be spent, and again, it's December as well, so everything's going to be really festive and nice. So you know, I'm not going to want to just stay in a hole in my house and not do anything. So yeah, we've still both allocated 100, which actually, to be honest, I think will be more than enough, so looking forward to that. And then we have allocated another 70 towards date night, so that's something that we've kind of consistently been doing, so that's all okay. And then also when it comes to personal care, we have another 40 allocated to that, and then any miscellaneous we have also allocated 35, so that's just in case we haven't allocated anything and something comes up, we can then buy it. And then the rest of the money we just put towards our pennies jar, so that's something that's just been growing in the background, and if we ever want to use it, then we can of course use that. And so we think that we're likely to spend around £632 this month, which is around $839. So looking forward to seeing how this month goes. Obviously it's Christmas, so there's going to be lots of things happening, but I actually think it's going to be okay. So of course I will let you guys know how we actually end up doing by the end of the month. So if you did like this video, then please do give me a thumbs up if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments, do you think you'll actually end up sticking to your budget this month? I do post every Tuesday and Friday, so if you would like to know more, then of course you can subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys on Friday.